started with plucking the ruby from the prince's sword and giving it to the seamstress who had no money to feed her ailing child. The bird stays in order to cool the feverish boy by flapping his wings. After delivering the ruby, the swallow returns and describes feeling quite warm in spite of the gold due to his good deed. He still intends to go to Egypt. Nevertheless, the prince begs him to stay and help a young playwright freezing in his garret. The man needs to finish a play for the theatre director but has become too cold. In the end, the swallow agrees to stay another night and plucks out one of the prince's sapphire eyes to deliver to the young man. The swallow returns once more to bid farewell to the happy prince. One day the prince saw a match girl who was being beaten by her father for letting her matches fall into the gutter. The prince pleads with him to deliver his other sapphire eye to a little match girl who has dropped her matches. The prince's heart filled with pity for the girl, he immediately commanded the swallow to pluck out his other eye and help the girl. But the swallow was not ready to do so because this would make the prince completely blind. On being insisted, he plucked out the prince's other eye, swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. The swallow flies over the city and reports of the rich making merry while beggars starve at their gates, including young boys trying to warm themselves under a bridge while a passing watchman tries to clean them out. Upon hearing these tales, the prince wishes to distribute the fine gold leaf, gilding him to alleviate some of this misery. The swallow agrees to help him and he delivers sheets of gold leaf to the children. The bird followed his words and pecked off leaf after leaf of the gold till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Winter finally arrives and the swallow grows far too cold. Knowing that only limited time remains to him, he asks to kiss the prince's hand. Then the snow came and the poor little swallow grew older and colder. But he did not leave the prince. Eventually, he grew weak and died from exposure and exertion. Just at that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. It was, in fact, the leaden heart that had snapped right in two at the loss of the sweet and kind swallow. The statue was no more beautiful and useful. It stood deserted, so the town councillor and the mayor pulled it down. Then they melted the statue in a furnace, but the broken heart did not melt. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was lying. When God asked at the end one of his angels to bring the two most precious things in the city, the angel brings the leaden heart and the dead bird. And God agrees that he had rightly chosen. The happy prince and the swallow would be rewarded eternally in paradise for their compassion and sacrifice. God welcomed the two, deemed them beautiful creations. Dear students, that's all about today's chapter, The Happy Prince and the Swallow. I hope it I hope it will help you in your revision. Thank you and have a nice day.